All the mentalities that I've tested, the mentality of being a player in the game of life and treating life as if it were a game is by far the most useful one across all aspects of your personal development. So let's get into how to get position. Okay, as we covered um, in part one, getting ahead in a knowledge-based economy is not about being super alpha and dominant and using brute force. It's it's a knowledge economy is based around position. You know, a guy like Bill Gates, who never would have been able to uh, get a leadership role in the primitive jungle, is a guy who's worth $40 billion because he used his brain and he played for the position of corporate leader, and he got it. So that's where we need to start. Okay, if you're serious about learning how to be a player in the game of life, you need to develop the game plan to get what you want. And what you're playing for is self-interest. Okay, what you're playing for is your health, happiness, wealth, all those good things. Okay, it's not about buying into movements like feminism or liberalism or conservatism or any other movement, any other ism, any other thing. It is about getting what you want. It is about taking care of yourself, your friends, your family. And that is what it means to be a player in the game of life, and doing what is necessary to live the life that you want within your moral code, of course. Okay, it's about playing the fuck out of your hand at all times. At all times, whatever card you're dealt, you're thinking, what is the best way to play this? What do I have to do to win? What's my next move? Because you don't have a choice. You're in life. There is no option to sit on the stands and be a spectator. Life is not a spectator sport. You're in it. Okay? There's no choice about that. And you either play whatever you have to the best of your ability, or you get played by life. It's as simple as that. Most people get played by life because they don't even realize that a game's being played. They look at the politicians and they think that they're acting in their best interest. You look at a country like America with 300 million people, and you have a choice between two, and people buy into this system. They think that that's an actual choice. In reality, none of that shit is relevant to your personal life. Okay, and that is what I keep hammering to you guys. It's about the revolution in revolutionary lifestyle design is a personal revolution. It's about spiritual, mental, physical freedom. It's about maximizing your happiness across all aspects of your life. And that's it. Okay, it's not about all that other shit. It's not about buying into all that other shit. It's about playing for what you want and what you deserve in the game of life. And the way that you do that is to get position. That's how you get ahead in a leader in a knowledge-based economy, is you get position. Okay? And what we're going to get into in this article is how exactly to get position. Okay? To get position in life, you first need to understand what position is. Position is just leadership. But leadership is no longer just brute force dominance. It's about playing smart to get that leadership position. It's about thinking, how do I get that leadership position with women or with my friends or in business? And then what do I have to do to get it? Okay? When you have position, you get freedom, you get validation, you get respect, and you even get money depending on the situation. The position that I played into, the role of personal development guru or whatever the fuck you want to call it, I'm even getting paid off the position that I built. Okay, that's how far you can take it. Without a position, you've got someone else calling the shots in your life. Okay, whether it's your girlfriend, whether it's your boss, whether it's the leader in your social circle, someone else is calling the shots. You're either a leader or a follower. Okay, that there's no two ways about it. And unless you want to follow people around, unless you want to have someone else telling you what to do, you need to become a leader in all aspects of your life. You have to be if you're that kind of guy. Okay? If you're the kind of guy that wants to be free, you have to become a leader. It's that simple. Um, but not everyone's cut out for it. The world needs janitors. The world needs someone, to clean apartments. The world needs all kinds of things for the system to operate. And it's not fair. It's not remotely fair, but that's how it is. And I don't write for those guys. For the guy who's just okay with things as they are, and he's okay working a job, and he's okay going into debt, $400,000 for a house that he can't afford, and he's got mediocre relationships and a wife telling him what to do. I don't write for those guys, okay? I wish those guys all the best. I wish everyone the best, but I only write for guys who are either in the top 1% or trying to get into the top 1%. All right, the rest of the guys I'm not writing for. The guys I'm writing for are born with a fire inside of them. Okay, if you don't have that fire, I can't help you. You have to be born with that. That fire makes you hate working for someone else. Hate. That fire makes you hate being treated with disrespect in your social circle. That fire makes you hate having a girlfriend trying to control your life. Okay? Those are inborn alpha instincts. No one had to teach me those things. I hated being told what to do in school. I hated being told what to do in a job. I hated anyone telling me what to do, and I still do. And no one had to teach me that. In fact, they tried to teach me the opposite about how to be a good little boy, and that didn't work because I have that fire inside, and I'm never happy unless I'm the man in that situation. That's just how it is for me. And the guys that I'm talking to are guys who are born the same way. Okay? You might not have realized it till just now. You might not have realized it that you have that fire in you until I brought up those examples. But if you have that fire in you, then you're the guy I'm talking to. If you don't, then my stuff's not for you. That's really what it's about. Okay, this is not mainstream personal development. If you want that, you can be anything and all that stuff. You can go read Tony Robbins or whoever. This is about real talk to guys who are serious, and it's not possible for everyone to succeed. It's not even close to possible. Okay, that's why I'm only talking to the guys who have that fire inside of them, who are never happy unless they're the man, because this is in your nature. It is in your soul to succeed. Okay, that's who I'm talking to. Now, if you're born with that and you have all that stuff and you want to become a leader in all aspects of your life, you need to understand the formula for position. Okay, the formula for position is simple. It's accurate thinking, adding value, and playing for it. That's it. Accurate thinking, adding value, and playing for position. That's all you need to do. Okay? All you need to do is follow that formula. Accurate thinking means the position you're aiming for is a realistic shot. It's a realistic one. Okay, you're not aiming to be a tech billionaire unless you have an IQ of a Mark Zuckerberg or a Bill Gates. Adding value means that you add enough value for people to be willing to follow you. I've been adding free value on this site for the last 4 years, and in return, people have sort of started to come around and have now started to pay me for that. And have taken my advice, but it's strictly because they found it valuable. And the second I stop being valuable is the second I go out of business. I become irrelevant. You always have to be able to add that value to get people to follow you and want to be around you. Okay, being a leader is not just about saying, well, I'm the leader and I'm the boss and this is how it goes. No, it is about taking on the responsibilities of leadership. It's about directing the flow. It's about bringing people together, adding value to everyone around you, uplifting everyone around you. Okay, that's what it's about. And lastly, it means playing for it. It means you go out there and do whatever it takes to get that position. It's not about sitting there like, oh man, I wish I could go talk to that girl. It's about actually just going out there and doing it, even if you're scared, fuck, especially when you're scared, just to get out there and get it done. So, first type of position we're going to talk about is position in social circles. Position in social circles breaks down like this. Accurate thinking means aiming for being a part of the best crew that you have a realistic shot of making. Adding value means being friendly, knowing hot girls, having access to cool parties, and playing for it means playing for it to happen instead of waiting for it to happen. Okay, if you're still in high school, you need to be part of a good crew. You can't get away with, or college, you can't get away with being a lone wolf or at the bottom of the social hierarchy. Okay, that is just not a fun way to live, and it's going to haunt you in terms of your development for the rest of your life. Those kids who are picked on in high school, you know, a lot of the time will have a lot of trouble, you know, getting their adult life together. So you really need to work hard in high school and college. I don't recommend going to college, but if you're going to college, you need to be part of a crew. You know, you join a frat or you join the crew or whatever it is that you have to do. It's not until you get outside of school that you can sort of do your own thing. So to get positioned in school, you got to figure out where you stand. If you're a cool guy already, that's perfect. But if not, you need to step your game up, get your style together, get your fitness together. Check out my videos on all that and go hard at it. Okay, being cool takes work. Unless you're Keith Richards, you're not a fucking cool guy. You know, you're not born that way. You gotta have the social intelligence and you gotta play the game. There's no two ways about that. To add value, adding value in school is about being cool to everyone. It's about knowing hot girls. It's about knowing cool guys. It's about dressing well. It's about knowing where the party is that weekend, every weekend. And it's about making sure you're never a social liability. You're not awkward. You're not weird. You don't do weird things. You don't embarrass the guys that want to bring you around by acting weird. You got to get in control of all that shit. And playing for it means playing for the best crew that you can find. Okay, might not always be the most popular crew in school. If the jocks run your school and you can't play football for shit, then you don't have a prayer of being part of that crew. However, the drama kids who know all the hot wannabe actresses might let you in if you come in at a good position. That's why I took drama class. Whatever it is, the move has to be realistic. If you're already in a good crew, you can stay there. Just don't expect to move up in your crew. If you're the leader of your crew, sees you enhancing all your personal development and all that shit, you know, he might respect that, but he's not going to respect when you try and come take his position. He's gonna slap you down. It's almost impossible to take position unless you've done it in like the first couple months. So you're either going to stay at your good crew or you're going to join another crew. You know, you're going to start another crew. That's how it goes. Or sometimes the move is joining a better crew where you're not the leader, but you're the lieutenant. Okay, you've got the secondary position. Whatever it is, you got to figure out what the best position is for you in that particular scenario. The only position you can't accept is being the low man on the totem pole. You can be a lieutenant, but you can't be a bitch. Even if you're running with the top dogs in your school, you can't be the guy who gets shit on by everyone. You got to drop that crew, even if it's the best crew, because it doesn't matter how popular those guys are. Being shit on and being disrespected, you'll never be able to be happy that way. You know, it's better off going to a lower crew that you can dominate instead of being with all those guys and being the whipping boy. Is, you know, almost every crew has a whipping boy, and you know, you don't want to be that dude. You need to be the guy getting respect. So my experience in school, I wasn't the man I was now. I was kind of like a semi-natural, you could call it. And I remember in grade 9, I went there. I didn't know anyone except for this one guy, this alpha guy I went to middle school with. We weren't great friends, but we became great friends at the new school because we didn't know anyone and we both wanted to be popular. And the first couple months in grade 9 was fucking rough. I remember it very clearly because you're at the bottom of this fucking school. The girls are all dating guys in grade 11. No one cares about you. But we started putting in work. You know, I started recruiting guys. He started recruiting guys. We started recruiting girls. We found a guy with a huge house for house parties, and we started throwing parties. And by the end of grade 13, we still had grade 13 in Canada. We were the most popular guys in school. We had all the young hot girls coming to our parties. You know, we were stealing them all the way from grade 10 to grade 13. And it was great because we just kept putting in that work year after year, and all the guys who were more popular either got kicked out or failed out of our school because our school was an academic school. And so it worked out really well. Of course, I wanted to be the man, but I didn't have the skills to lead back then. So I took the lieutenant's position, and that was the best, definitely the best move for me. You know, it made my high school years fun, and it was a great time. But once I got to college, I dropped out of college. It wasn't for me. And I realized I could just pick up girls off the street. So I realized I didn't need this big social circle that was taking up all of my time. So I put my time into becoming a pro trader, which I became successful at for a while. I dropped the guys from high school and basically just kept around my buddies from junior school who I was still friends with and I'm still friends with. And my social life really just became of having those guys over to play video games or play cards, have a few beers once a week, and the rest of the time I was focused on trading, and then it became sales and all these other businesses and eventually RLD. And the rest of the time I just went to the girls, you know, that I would pick up and have over, you know, 1, 2, 3 times a week. And that was the extent of my social circle from my 20s until my early 30s. Last year, I moved out to Asia. Within a week, I built up a new new social circle from reaching out to a few guys I knew online who are out here, and a couple guys that I met. Within a month, I'd organized a party at this bar where we put together like 80 people showed up. You know, I met probably like 200, 300 people my first month just from going out a lot. And I was really having just such a great time enjoying my new freedom in Thailand that I thought I could throw these parties and do RLD at the same time. But I was dead wrong. I'm way too old to be staying out three nights a week, and my social circle was taking too much time away from my business. So I had to drop the social circle and refocus on RLD, which is what I've been doing for the last year. My social circle now is the same as it was back home. I just hang out with a couple guys once a week for beers, and I have a girl over once, maybe twice a week, sometimes less if I'm working hard on getting a project done. So that's how things are for me. But again, for you, wherever you are in your stage of development, you got to figure out what the right position is for you, what the right move is for you, and follow the formula to get it.